The time has come for the Monday, November 17th, 2025, regular city council meeting. Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Present.
Alderman Newsom.
Present.
Alderman Turner.
Present.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Present.
Alderman Florian.
Present.
Alderman Hayes. Alderman Bolton.
Present.
Alderman Guzman.
Present.
Alderman Martinez.
Present.
Mayor Cunningham.
Present.
You have a quorum, sir.
Thank you. Item 1B, invocation by Pastor Jose Luis Oliveira Figueroa from Latin Pentecostal Church of God in Waukegan, immediately followed by the Pledge of Allegiance being led by very own Stephen Drew. Correction, weekly. Thank you. All rise.
Good evening to everyone. Gracious God, Heavenly Father, we thank you for the opportunity to gather here today in the service of our community. We acknowledge your power and presence in all that will be spoken, thought, and decided within these walls. We recognize our dependence on you and ask you for help in making this meeting productive and efficient. Grant us clear minds and understanding to discern what is the best for the people we serve. Help us to follow the plan for our time. Let no moment be wasted. Guide our discussions and decisions, helping us to seek what is right and to work together effectively. Help us put aside personal agendas for the harmony and well-being of the city. Provide us with insight to identify and overcome any non-productive habits or obstacles. Anoint our projects and ideas so that our efforts may be blessed with growth and positive results for all residents. May our work and the way we do it bring you glory and benefit our community. In your holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Steve, please, in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 1C, Mayor's comments. The Community Development Block Grant Department, also known as CDBG, is hosting a free lead safe training for local area regulators, code officers, painters, and renovators. The trainings will be held on December 2nd from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. here at Waukegan City Hall. Limited number of spots are available, so RSVP as soon as possible. The deadline to register is November 24th, 2025. More information on the flyer is available in the lobby right outside, I think on one of the, in the lobby on the table outside. This is an effort to lead in partnership with the United States Environmental Protection Agency and Public Health and Safety, Inc. to fight childhood lead poisoning in our community. And if you have any questions, Ms. Larissa Garland is right there. Please raise your hand. You can see her with any questions as relates to that for the November 24th meeting. Holiday season is right around the corner. So before you start finalizing all your plans, on behalf of the city of Waukegan, I want to invite you to Waukegan's Jingo on Genesee on Saturday, November 29th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. This event will feature some of our favorite holiday traditions, including Waukegan Park District's Winter Hot Chocolate Walk, the Waukegan Public Library Kris Kringle Artisan Market, and the official tree lighting ceremony we are hosting in partnership with the City of Waukegan Chamber of Commerce. I want to thank Waukegan Township, who will provide a free shuttle bus service throughout the night so you can visit the various businesses to support them on Small Business Saturday. I hope to see all in downtown Waukegan to kick off the most wonderful time of the year. Christmas is, but hot chocolate is better. I want to recognize the Stevenson Junior Patriot football team and the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated Lambda Nu Chapter Lambda Omega Chapter who partnered to support the City of Waukegan's collection of non-perishable food for the Cool Food Pantry in Waukegan. City Clerk Janet E. Kilkelly, Treasurer Dr. John Schwab, and I received a donation today. So thank you to the Stevenson Junior Patriots football team, along with members of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. We are truly grateful for their donation, which will go to families in our very own community. You can all support our food drive here at Waukegan City Hall until the end of the month. When we work together, we make an impact in Waukegan and throughout the county. As many of you have heard, ICE, Border Patrol have left Naval Station Great Lakes. While these reports reflect what many in our community hope to see, I want to remind everyone that we cannot predict what the federal government or our Border Patrol, ICE agents will do next. It is important to continue to stay informed, stay prepared, and of course, always know your rights. The past few months have taught us a lot. We have seen our community show resilience, solidarity, and more importantly, strength. We have listened and you have learned together. I'm thankful for our partners who have continued to educate residents about their rights and the resources available. No matter what decisions are made at the federal level, our commitment remains the same. We will keep investing in the needs of our residents, regardless of their immigration status. Waukegan is, and will continue to be, a community that welcomes and supports immigrants. That commitment could never go unchanged. Alderman, I want to thank all of you, as we all have truly learned on this situation. But the positive for us is that we all stuck together when our community needed us. Thank you. That concludes all of the mayor's comments. Item 2A, motion to approve Resolution 2-R-287, honoring the life and legacy of Donald R. Weekly.
I so move.
Motion by Alderman Guzman.
Second.
Second by Alderman Turner. Any questions to the motion? Madam Clerk, please read the resolution. And here tonight is Mr. Weekly's son, Steve, will be accepting, along with his amazing niece, Julie.
Resolution 25R-289, honoring the life and legacy of Donald R. Weekly. Whereas Donald R. Weekly was born in Lake Forest, Illinois, on July 30th, 1935, to Michael and Eva Weekly, and through determination and hard work, rose from humble beginnings to a life marked by accomplishment and generosity. And whereas Mr. Weekly proudly served his country as a United States Marine, including combat service in the Korean War, embodying the Marine Corps motto, Semper Fidelis, always faithful. His service and courage in defense of freedom were among his proudest achievements. And whereas following his honorable service, Mr. Weekly applied his technical training in electronics to a distinguished 30-year career with Illinois Bell Telephone, AT&T, where he also served as a chief steward for the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, representing his colleagues with fairness, integrity, and leadership. And whereas on December 12, 1959, he married Julie Valencic Weekly, beginning a lifelong partnership grounded in love, mutual respect, and shared purpose. Together they raised 3 children, Susan Cliff Host, Stephen Weekly, and Scott Simone Weekly, and built a family legacy that includes numerous grandchildren and great-grandchildren who carry forward his spirit and values. And whereas Donald R. Weekly's devotion to the city of Waukegan was deep and enduring, and he served as alderman and later as director of governmental services for the city of Waukegan, always guided by honesty, hard work, and a steadfast commitment to improving the lives of Waukegan residents. And whereas Don and Julie also shared a passion for their Croatian heritage, founding the American Croatian Waukegan Tamburitsins in 1972. Under their leadership, the organization grew into a vibrant cultural institution, fostering intergenerational connections, music, dance, and community pride throughout the United States, Canada, and Europe. Whereas Don was a lifetime member and longtime president of Croatian Fraternal Union Lodge number 75 in Waukegan, and served more than 40 years in leadership roles within the CFU, including as president and vice president of the Junior Cultural Federation Board, and as a member of the CFU High Trial Board. His tireless dedication earned him recognition as an honorary CFU lifetime member. And whereas beyond his professional and civic accomplishments, Don was known for his love of golf, achieving an incredible 7 documented holes-in-one. His enthusiasm for classic cars, his charm, humor, and friendship, and his abiding belief in the value of hard work and community service. And whereas Don Weekly passed away on October 21st at the age of 90, and his long life and legacy is an extraordinary example of leadership, patriotism, and civic pride, whose life has left an indelible mark on our community. Now therefore be it resolved that Mayor Sam Cunningham and the members of the City Council of Waukegan, Illinois, do hereby express our deepest appreciation and admiration for the life and legacy of Donald R. Weekly, and extend our heartfelt condolences to his family and all who knew and loved him. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to the family of Donald R. Weekly in recognition of his lifetime of service, leadership, and devotion to the city of Waukegan and its people at his memorial service on Saturday, November 15th, and then entered into the public record at the Waukegan City Council meeting on Monday, November 17th, as a token of the city's gratitude and respect. Presented to the family of Donald R. Weekly, this 15th day of November 2025, adopted the 17th day of November 2025.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Alderman Newsome.
Aye.
Alderman Turner.
Aye.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Aye.
Alderman Florian.
Aye.
Alderman Hayes.
Aye.
Alderman Bolton.
Aye.
Alderman Guzman.
Aye.
Alderman Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. Thank you. I'll come down. Yes.
Is it working?
Testing. Here, we're presenting this to Don's, I'd say this, to Donald Weekly's son, Steve, on behalf of the city of Waukegan, the mayor's office, the clerk, and the treasurer, and all of the aldermen. We say thank you to your father and your family for his service to this community. As I said on Saturday, he loved his family, he loved the Croatian community, but his heart and his blood bled Waukegan, Illinois. Thank you, sir.
I just want, on behalf of my father, I just want to say thank you to all of you for doing this. It means a lot to our family, and you couldn't have said it better. He did bleed Waukegan blood. He loved it. He truly wanted this to be the best place in the world, and lived to do everything he could to help. So, bless you all. Thank you very much.
One more thing. Can I say something? As second ward alderman, I will also be pushing for honorary street sign for your father, for the Titan that I have heard he has been, and very briefly that I met. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to shake your hand.
We're going to take a...
Thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Item 2B, motion by Alderman Guzman, second by Alderman Newsom, to approve appointment of Nina Hewley to the Waukegan Police Pension Board. Second ward resident, that's why.
Yes, definitely. That's
Oh,
what
that's
I-
an enthusiasm.
Yes.
Any questions to the
I'm
motion?
very happy about it. Thank
Any
you.
questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
All right.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Definitely aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. Thank you very much. Ms. Hewley, please stand. Thank you for your service. Alderman, Ms. Hewley said, I'm retired and I want to go to work in Waukegan. I said, thank you. We have a job for you already. Thank you very much for your service, ma'am.
I'd like to say something. Thank you. We need new blood, fresh blood, and go with the punches. Go at them. You go, girl.
All right. Thank you very much. Item 3A, audience time. Madam Clerk.
Yes, sir, we have a few people for tonight. I'm going to call the first four. Diane Verratti, Adriana Gonzalez, Cameron Crombie, Cindy Gadarama. That's Diane Verratti, Adriana Gonzalez, Cameron Crombie, and Cindy Gadarama. Go ahead, sit to the east side of the room. You have 3 minutes, and be ready to rock and roll. Go ahead, Ms. Diane.
I'm Diane Verratti. As a regular at city council meetings for 25 years, I observe, listen, take notes, and ask questions. So this is a question evening for me. At the last meeting, an item was held over for tonight's agenda, and that's the offer of employment in the city's finance department for a part-time remote working employee. I have no interest in some of the discussion that took place with past employment history, any of that. My focus is on the hourly wage that was mentioned at the last meeting, which was $145 per hour. There may have been further negotiations since then, so that number may have increased or decreased. Nevertheless, that was what was presented. There are approximately 25,000 certified public accountants in the state of Illinois. The average hourly wage for a CPA in Waukegan is about $47 per hour, above the average for the rest of the state, which is $35 per hour. A senior level role would command a higher salary, but probably not as much as $145. The motion tonight, based on the documents attached to the agenda, is for an agreement with a professional services firm. I assume that this firm would then provide the part-time employee working from home and charge a healthy fee for that provision. The amount of the agreement is not to exceed $82,000 for the next 6 months through May of 2026. A comment from the last meeting indicated that the actual cost for this employee, if the job were full-time, would exceed $300,000. The current full-time Director of Finance commands an annual salary of $175,000. Additionally, the document states that the goals for the new employee include such tasks as introducing forecasting into the data, reestablishing the 5-year capital improvement plan, developing a 5-year budget outlook, assessing accounting team processes, reconciliations, and approval of workflows that lead to the annual audit. It seems like a huge burden for, again, a part-time employee who works remotely. I would expect the director to be responsible to meet those goals. I confess to being fairly ignorant about financial matters. I can diagram a sentence really well, though. If my interpretation of this motion is off base, I apologize, but I would really like to be able to understand the rationale behind this decision because it just doesn't make sense to me. And in the spirit of the season, I want you to know that I am thankful for all of you and our city staff who serve our residents and represent our community. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Thank you. Adriana Gonzalez, please.
Oscar, don't record. Testing? Okay. Good evening, council members, staff, and community members. My name is Adriana Gonzalez. I'm here to speak about an interaction between Deputy Chief Agalianos with Waukegan Police Department and Senior Border Patrol official Greg Bovino. This occurred just 10 days ago, which seems a lifetime ago now, given all the updates, but it left me deeply troubled as a Waukegan resident. In this interaction, it was clear that Bovino belittled Agalianos, asking him, "What's your point?" as they interacted in front of his masked agents. Agalianos attempted to explain that community members were upset and scared by the increased presence of ICE in Waukegan, to which Bovino inquired, "Are you upset?" But what transpired by the end left me embarrassed. In truth, I was questioning the sensibility of the department, which in my eyes has often fallen short of its duty to protect the city. To me, given the circumstances, there was only one reasonable response. Yes, I am upset. I was upset. Who wouldn't be angry if they are disrespected in that manner by another government official grossly abusing their authority? ICE is widely considered to be an aggressive, lawless group, mostly comprised of incompetent yet overpaid men. They have shaken up neighborhoods, violated the rights of non-citizens and U.S. citizens alike, and have wasted millions of dollars in taxpayer money. A federal judge just recently ruled that hundreds of people taken during their operation here in Illinois should be released. Even if I wasn't looking at the bigger picture, I had to laugh at the idea that these agents were allowed to drive erratically on the street without so much as receiving a ticket. So I go back to his initial question. What was the point? What's the point of having local police patrol the streets if they aren't willing to confront the real dangers when they're parading around throughout our communities? If fist-bumping Bovino wasn't an endorsement, it was certainly an act of cowardice. We need local and state leaders to be proactive about creating boundaries and safeguards for us under this presidential administration. I'm glad that the city has taken some steps, but future challenges will come. The administration has promised that. When they do, my expectation is that all officials, like residents, be treated equally under the law. And I really pray that Waukegan families are able to enjoy the holiday season in peace.
Cameron Crombie.
Hello, my name is Cameron. I am a lifelong resident of Waukegan and one of the co-chairs of Lakefront DSA. I'm here today to talk about an event that happened through the Waukegan community on November 7th at the hands of CPD and and the beyond disappointing response that the city has had to ICE's presence that day, and frankly, every day that they have come to our great city to harass and kidnap our friends, neighbors, and relatives. I'm sure many in the audience and listening online have heard by now, CPD decided to do a show of force in Waukegan on November 7th. Greg Bovino, the American Heinrich Himmler, came to our town to intimidate our community, complete with unidentified helicopters in the sky and masked thugs wielding rifles with long-range scopes. These thugs were allowed to parade around Waukegan, causing fear and terror wherever they went. Besides the warrantless abduction of our community members, this terror included flashing pepper ball guns and tear gas munitions at terrified store owners and holding our own 3rd Ward alderman at gunpoint for the crime of being stuck in traffic. This is unacceptable behavior in our city, and it is a behavior that our police department failed to hold those responsible accountable for. I'm going to address Deputy Chief Aglianos directly for a moment. DC Agalianos, sorry. You should feel shame. You did not keep your community safe. You did not show that Waukegan will stand for this. You did not show that Waukegan will not stand for this blatantly unlawful behavior. You and the mayor may claim that you were practicing de-escalation, but throwing your community under the bus for being pissed off and then immediately folding is not de-escalation. And certainly fist-bumping fascists and telling them, quote, "God bless you all for doing what you do," end quote, is not de-escalation. These are actions of someone who either doesn't have the courage to stand up to bullies or those of a cop who wants to live vicariously through the actions of CPD. Regardless, you have lost the trust of the community that you are supposed to serve, and frankly, you should resign. November 7th was an indictment on the city's response to the fascism we are facing from the federal government. Sam, when you were running for mayor, you came to a Know Your Rights training that Lakefront DSA was putting on, and you told us that Waukegan does not need to be a sanctuary city because we have the Illinois Trust Act. Just because a local cop isn't the one putting the handcuffs on an immigrant doesn't mean that they are not assisting in immigration enforcement. It is past time that we stop hiding behind the Trust Act, as it has proven to be ineffective at keeping local police from lending aid to ICE and CBP. We need proactive change in Waukegan. If ICE is identified in the city, we need to have a police cruiser immediately behind them with sirens blaring.
Thank you. Cindy Guadarrama?
My name is Cindy Guadarrama. I'm standing here as a resident of Waukegan, but as someone who deeply loves this community, its people, its culture, its family, its strength. And tonight, I'm here because too many of our immigrant families in Waukegan are living in fear in their own hometown. Not fear of crime, not fear of anything they've done wrong, but fear of being separated, fear of being separated, losing their children, fear of disappearing from a place that they helped build. I speak this for mothers. They tell their kids daily, be safe when you're walking to school. I speak for the workers who contribute to the city every day to worry about going to work. I speak for the families who pay taxes, support local business, volunteer warships, celebrate and grieve right along with every resident in Waukegan. These are not strangers. These are neighbors. These are our people. And tonight I'm asking the council to act with not symbolism, not promises, but with the real measures of protection. I'm as well speaking in regards to November 7th. Our city witnessed something that we felt like Waukegan did fail us. But Reno was parading, just like they said, parading around like a parade. It was a mockery of our city. When we felt that we needed the most Waukegan PD to be there for us, I understand the federal government is way over than you guys, but we did not feel supported. Down to Bovino playing paper, rock, scissors at a convenience store, down to, as we said, the deputy chief approached Bovino, kind of folded, felt intimidated, letting them know, God bless you, thank you for all that you do, just checking in on you. That kind of did not feel like Waukegan was there to support us. So What I ask for today is that we work on seeing what we can do for our community. I know there's things that can be signed, and I know they may not work. I know things may fail, and that's perfectly okay. Because what the efforts that are made, that's what matters in our community. The little bit of effort made, even if you sign an ordinance that doesn't work, at least the people will know that you guys attempted to do something for us. Every time you guys don't vote for the same thing, you're letting the community down. When you disagree on voting for something, the community really depends on that at this moment because we all have our hands tied behind our back. And, you know, I had a speech of what I can present to you guys, but you guys are in your chairs for a reason. You guys know what can be done and cannot. And even if we make effort and it doesn't work, that's okay. But at least you're showing effort because on November 7th, it showed volumes. Waukegan PD blocked off a street to help. Maybe I'm misinformed, but I seen it. Streets were blocked off.
Thank you. The next four, next five, thank you, will be Clyde McLemore, Joe Kopsick, Esther Herron, Rayon Edwards, and Victor Felix. Clyde McLemore, Joe Kopsick, Esther Herron, Rayon Edwards, and Victor Felix.
My name is Clyde McLemore. How y'all doing tonight? Executive Director for Black Lives Matter. And y'all keep saying that, I heard the mayor just speak tonight to say that ICE have left Lake County. I don't believe the hype. I don't believe the hype. Greg might be gone because he was seen in South Carolina, but there's still ICE agents around. They just did a raid out there in Chicago. I've been down to Broadsview, you know, so I seen the hatred in these ICE agents' eyes, how they feel about Americans. So I just wanted to say, I don't believe the hype, and I hope y'all don't believe it either, you know, because I don't trust nothing Trump do, you know. But anyway, this Saturday, Black Lives Matter is doing a turkey giveaway, and just to protect the families, we're doing it all on email. We're not disclosing location or anything like that. We also doing the 18th, the 19th, and the 20th, Kids Matters, which is Toys for Tots. And you have to, in order to sign up, you have to sign up through Google app, because we're not just putting things out there so they can come in and everything. I don't trust it. I don't know about y'all, but I don't trust it. I don't know about y'all. I do not trust it, you know, and I don't get to be 66 years old being no damn fool. See, so you know, y'all better listen to me because I'm older than a lot of y'all up here, you know. So being in my 13s, walking in my size 13, I seen a lot, and I don't trust it. Thank y'all for letting me speak.
Thank you. Mr. Joe Kopsick.
The last two times I spoke here, I explained how national-level Democrats made it easier for the Trump administration to do what it's doing, and how certain local elected officials enabled the same type of violence we're seeing from ICE. I also told you why I think Waukegan shouldn't celebrate progress on immigration until the City Council passes an ordinance prohibiting city officials and property from being used by ICE. There's a lot of people who are angry at Republicans, and I'm going to criticize the Democrats, so don't assume that I support Republicans by default, because we need to look at our history. It was the Democrats who supported slavery, and there's a tool we need to talk about. It's called Jeffersonian nullification. It's the process by which a state nullifies, invalidates, or declines to enforce a federal law which that state deems unconstitutional. Now, during the civil rights era, there were racist governors who tried to use nullification and interposition to not have to enfranchise black people and let them vote. But that doesn't mean that they're racist or wrong tools to begin with. In 1850, Congress passed the Fugitive Slave Act, which required captured former slaves to be returned to their former masters in the states from which they escaped, and Northern officials had to cooperate. It's not widely recognized by historians because it's so shameful, but Lincoln did enforce this law right up until the very moment he wasn't obligated to anymore in 1864. But 4 years before the war broke out, the state of Wisconsin nullified the Fugitive Slave Act. So Wisconsin public officials didn't have to assist federal officials to return slaves to their masters. And that is, in a way, the same basic situation we're dealing with today when we talk about wanting Waukegan or North Chicago to pass an ordinance prohibiting the use of city officials and property by ICE. What we're talking about is allowing local and state governments to refuse to participate in enforcing an obviously unconstitutional and anti-humanitarian law. The Constitution was supposed to prevent these laws from existing in the first place. It's not why that's why they're not really laws. Immigrations and Customs Enforcement and the Department of Homeland Security, which it operates under, these didn't exist prior to 2003 in the rush of totalitarian post-9/11 legislation intended to protect our freedoms, but just help the military wage war and spy on us. None of the progressive Democrats calling for the abolition of ICE will say it should be abolished because it is unconstitutional. They won't say that Alligator Alcatraz is wrong because it inflicts cruel and unusual punishment. It seems like they're afraid to use the language of the Constitution because of the larger uprising against tyranny, including the Democrats' own tyranny, which it may stir. A few days ago, I called the North Chicago city government and I asked whether the ordinance they passed allows Great Lakes Naval Station to no longer be used by ICE. Not surprisingly, I didn't get an answer, but apparently they've left. That's what they've told us. That's why we need this ordinance, and we need a greater level of state and local governments' refusal to participate in unconstitutional and anti-humanitarian laws. Thank you.
Thank you. Esther Herron?
Good afternoon. Coyotes are Illinois' largest wild predator. A month ago, a coyote was seen nearby and also close my home both at night and midday. Days later, a pack of 6 coyotes, including 4 young, was close by again. They have been seen throughout Waukegan as well. Waukegan City Council should develop a urban coyote management plan to educate residents by providing practical guidance through information using variety methods or distributing brochure postcards in target areas, e-bulletins, links on the City of Waukegan website. Install attractive signs in the parks and public spaces as well. Community outreach by coordination among animal control, public works, police, fire, park district, public school, and city council to consistently inform residents. Habitat modification, long-term improvement on natural areas to attract coyotes, remove tall grasses from public spaces to deter from hiding there. Healthy coyote boundaries by maintaining pet leash, penalize those who violate pet leash law. Banning feeding. Fines can be enacted for feeding coyotes that jeopardize humans and animals alike. Unfortunately, some people feed them, drawn by their charm. Resident interaction plan. Tell your children and teenagers not to run. This can trigger animal chase instinct. They can use a whistle kept handy or attached to a lanyard, not inside a backpack. Adults don't need to run away. Use instead the hazing technique by appearing larger and louder, waving their arms and stamping their feet. Using whistles, ball horns, pots and pans, or yelling and clapping are also effective. Vary your method so the animal will not get used to a single technique. Supervise pets during mating season. Don't be surprised if you have a cat dog or dog out. You should also maintain a clean home and yard, preventing attractants like food or bird food that attract rodents from accumulating outside. Someone living in Sheridan Road started feeding 2 small coyotes that later had puppies. The lack of awareness had caused a serious problem. A female lady could have 4 to 7 pups and rarely 10 to 19. In the fall, the pups become independent, searching anxiously for food in other areas. So feeding them spread the problem all around Waukegan. Educating residents is a core responsibility of the City Council. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Rayon Edwards, please.
Clerk, I actually thought that I was last, at least that's what I wrote my name on the list. But tonight I want to talk about all of these resolutions and how we honor people. And Mayor, I'm talking to you.
because again, I supported you. We're from the same town, south side of Waukegan. The whole election, you were south side strong. When Parnell King died, no resolution. You didn't even show up at the park to even dance with us. And what sickens me more than anything, a man that meant something to me that I met when I was about 7 years old, his name is Pastor DeVos, Arthur Lee DeVos. 50 years on the south side of Waukegan, right there on the corner of South Ave and MLK. I seen one representative from the city of Waukegan in that church, and that was Alderman Edith Newsom. And it sickens me to my stomach because he protected a lot of young black boys that look like me, that sat on the steps of those church when our alderman at the time used to sick the police on us, who's now currently the mayor. We show up for every ribbon cutting, we show up at birthday parties and give our resolutions. But a man that poured 50 years into this community, like what we did for this gentleman tonight. But it almost seemed like every time it's somebody that looks like me. We don't get that same privilege. And so to anybody out here that want to know why racists can't get together, this is why. Because when they do stuff like this, it makes us angry. And unfortunately, all my people don't know how to displace that anger. I talked about that resolution that y'all did. That was trash. It was trash not because of effort, but because no city elected official thought the need to sit up here and explain to this community exactly what that resolution meant. We signed it and we put it out there and we made people feel and believe that they was going to be safe on city property. We made them believe that the police can protect them from this madness, but they couldn't. Now they up here crashing your deputy chief who was sent out there. And I don't agree with him saying, good job and God bless you. God bless them for what? Send them to hell. They treating us like we animals. What is there to bless about them? So I'm talking to my city today. Democracy. We shouldn't have to wait for 4 years to hold nobody accountable. It's time to get a referendum on the ballot for us to be able to recall any sitting alderman or mayor when they're not doing the work of the people. We are being so used and abused by the same people that we trusted to speak and advocate for us, including his puppets, Black Lives Matter.
Thank you.
And Margaret
Thank you,
Carrasco.
Mr. Edwards. Thank you. Victor Felix.
All right, thank you. I'm here as Victor Felix, not as Alderman Victor Felix. If I were to be sitting down with you guys are and observe what has been going on, I kind of would want to point a few things out. This is like a monologue. I'm talking, but they're not responding, and that's because they do respond if they want to, either outside of here or also at Alderman time at the end of the meeting. So if you guys are wanting to hear some kind of response, wait till the end. That's when we get to say what we've been doing, or kind of, with a summary of kind of responding back if they feel the need to. So I do recommend for people to stay if they're wanting to hear what we're saying at Alderman time. We need to ask more questions. So one of the things that I would like to hear, a lot of people that do have concerns, come over here and say, I called so-and-so, they haven't picked up. See how fast they will respond back to you. I would do that if I were you guys. Call your alderman, and then come back over here the next meeting and say, hey, I called so-and-so so many times, this day, and I didn't get a response. That will keep people accountable for sure. Regarding ICE or people that are out there, the agents, we need to ask more questions again. What is their process? Why are they pulling people over? And do those reasons violate our civil rights. So we need to keep asking these questions and keep videotaping, keep making more and more content. As you can see, some of the videos on that end, they have someone with a camera also. They're staging something. So on our end, we need to also make sure that we make propaganda by the people, for the people. We show what actually is going on and articulate it, I would say. And I would say keep saying what's going on. The tide is turning a little bit. You see some pressure from the other side. We need to keep working together, I would say. No one has a specific recipe on how to make these things better, but we can also keep working together. And again, if you are wanting to get a response from your elected officials, call them, leave a voice message, text, and then come back and let us know if they've responded or not. So I would invite you to stay active, and thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. That concludes the audience time.
All right, thank you. Item 4, consent agenda. Items under the consent agenda are considered routine and non-controversial.
If I could interrupt, in new business, which is actually old business, B, resolution approving reimbursement, I would like that removed from the agenda, please.
Oh, item, okay, Doc, when we get there, I'll have that. Okay, then. Thank you, Doc. Under new business, when we get down there,
I'll remind you.
We'll adjust that, everybody. Thank you. Consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda and considered routine and non-controversial and will be approved by one motion. If one board member wishes to have a separate vote on any item, it will be pulled from the consent agenda and voted on separately. Are there anything from the, I'm sorry, Alderman Florian?
Can we pull N and O, please?
Alderman Hayes?
Item H, please.
Okay. Let me see, you said item H? Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank you. And I'm going to get to Alderman Turner.
You don't need to pull it, but I'd just like a quick explanation of what this item G is, resolution with the intergovernmental agreement regards emergency safety for District 60.
Okay. Yes.
I'm sorry, let me repeat that for the audience. I was just asking if we don't, I'm not asking that it be pulled, but
I'll be
if item
happy
G
to
would be
answer.
explained. Yeah,
The school district has been trying to work with the city for quite some time on the implementation of an emergency services response plan should an extraordinary situation occur. This ordinance approves an intergovernmental agreement whereby that plan will be put in place. So that plan has been, while the resolution is on the agenda, the agreement, which is confidential, has been circulated to all of the council members.
yeah, great, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Alderman Turner. All right. Items 4A, motion to approve regular meeting minutes from Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Items 4B, motion to approve closed executive session meeting minutes from regular city council meetings on Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Item 4C, motion to adopt as presented a resolution pertaining to the release and non-release of certain minutes of executive session from 2014 through 2021. Items 4D, motion to approve and ratify regular payroll dated November 14th, 2025 in a total amount of $2,077,518.24. Item 4E, motion to approve vendor payments dated November 17th, 2025 totaling $1,469,090.93. Items 4F, motion to approve and ratify miscellaneous payroll, PD, HBB, and CT cash out, and EO and CS dated November 14, 2025, in a total amount of $26,791.97. Item 4G, resolution approving IGA with District 60 regarding emergency safety. Item 4I, ordinance approving preliminary and final plat of consolidation for 2430 and 1906 West Wadsworth Road, zoning calendar 2794. Item 4J, approving a variance to establish a contractor yard within 500 feet of a residential zone district, zoning calendar 2794. Item 4K, ordinance granting a conditional use permit for an establishment of contractor yard at 2430 West Wadsworth Road, zoning calendar 2795. Item 4L, resolution amending the professional service agreement with S&B Freedom Development Advisory LLC for an expanded scope of development advisory services for an amount not to exceed $50,000 from line item 262-126-224-438. Item 4M, a motion to approve amendment to 2025 Annual Action Plan. Items 4P, resolution approving the rental of lane closure equipment for Traffic Control and Protection LLC DBA High Star Traffic for a not to exceed amount of $27,843.50. Section 2-458, parentheses I, parentheses 7, good faith waiver. 4Q, resolution approving a public highway overpass agreement between UP, Union Pacific Railroad, and City of Waukegan for a not to exceed amount of $152,400. Item 4R, resolution approving change order number 2 with Rabine Paving for the Lakefront Pork Chop project for not to exceed amount of $21,087.48. Motion, 4S, motion to authorize staff to pay the annual Visit Lake County Partnership contribution in the amount of $37,620. 4T, resolution authorizing the renewal of employee benefits agreement and the execution of retired insurance benefits agreement with Iman Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois, and approving an insurance benefit agreement with MetLife. Any other questions to the motion? I'm sorry, motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Felix. Any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian. Hayes.
Aye, sorry.
Aye.
Fulton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. Item 4H, I'm going to put a motion in your name, Alderman Hayes, second by Alderman Martinez. Bless you. I'm sorry, motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Martinez. Ordinance granting the conditional use permit for the establishment of a banquet hall in conjunction with a not-for-profit community center, 1427 West Glenfleur Avenue, zoning calendar 2782. Alderman Hayes had some questions to the motion. Alderman Hayes.
No question.
Concern, or maybe a comment.
Yeah, I'm just a no vote on it. I really don't think that the location is fit for a banquet hall. We've discussed this at a few different points so far, but that's the reason I wanted it pulled out, because I'm a no vote. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
No.
Donnerworth.
No.
Florian.
No.
Hayes.
No.
Bolton.
No.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion fails.
Motion's passed and no, it failed.
Fails.
Motion fails. So the motion failed. Item H, motion failed. Item 4H,
No, N.
I'm sorry, 4N. No, we did L. Yeah, L was a part of the agreement. Items 4N. Motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Guzman. A resolution approving a home partnership agreement. Alderman Florian, comment or question?
I don't know if it's either. So in the actual agreement, I brought this up during my briefing on Thursday, but it didn't get changed. In the fourth paragraph, it says, "Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of Waukegan that Ann B. Taylor, in his official capacity as mayor, be authorized and directed to execute." I suggest we change that maybe to Sam C. Cunningham. Is it C? What's your middle initial?
D. Yes, I think that should be changed. It wouldn't be good.
I don't know if we can approve it and
Yeah,
modify
let's
it, or?
amend the motion to make sure it has the correct mayor's name on it. And thank you.
You're welcome.
So it's a motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Turner to amend the resolution approving home partnership to read the correct mayor, Samuel D. Cunningham, Jr. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez. Motion passed, sir.
Motion, the motion has passed with the amendment. Now we're going to move to approve the resolution approving the home partnership agreement with the amendment in place. Motion by Alderman Florian, second by Alderman Newsom. Correction, Alderman Bolton.
It was Guzman, wasn't it?
Guzman? Guzman. Alderman Guzman. Any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed.
Motion passed and carried. Again, thank you, Alderman Florian, for that correction. Motion by Alderman Martinez, second by Alderman Turner. Resolution approving the award of the downtown sidewalk improvement in Genesee and Clayton rebid to Everlast Blacktop for a not to exceed amount of $1,367,956.28. There's a motion and second on the floor, but I know Alderman Florian had a question or a comment. Alderman Florian.
Thank you, Mayor. I had two questions, and I'm not on Public Works and couldn't ask during the committee. So I just want to confirm, we've talked about the downtown sidewalks before and the infrastructure underneath, and the need for modernizing that. You know, I think there's still, what do you call those, coal bins underneath there and certain things. So I didn't know if this work includes that, or this is just the surface work. It's just the surface work, the public, okay. And
Particularly the sidewalks. So just want to say the sidewalks in there, the sidewalks. It's really what it
Right.
specifically says, ma'am.
right, and so, and you indicated, I think, during the committee meeting, Director, that it's going to be replacing what's already there. So they're going to keep the bricks and just re-level them? You
Yes.
know, and so we'll still have bricks, we'll still have cement, but it'll all be level again, is basically what we're saying. Okay. And then, does this include Jack Benny Plaza itself, where the brickwork is? Where we have the tree lighting? Because last year, I actually witnessed someone falling during the tree lighting. So it's very uneven in there. So I didn't know if this actually included that or not, since it's in that general area.
No, so I think some of that, the statue is that, it would include that, but inside the plaza has different kind of issues to that point, and I can discuss offline what those are, and we are in the midst of getting quotes for that, because there's a little bit more in detail as to what has to
Okay.
be done in order to fix what you and I have kind of witnessed for a while. But it does not include inside the plaza. Am I right? But it
Okay.
includes the statue portion of it. A lot of this is just maintenance. They've shifted, the bricks have shifted, so we kind of re-looked at that scope, because the number came in extremely high, and we were like, whoa. So we have an opportunity to get from Public Works and our Assistant Building Commissioner to kind of look at the structure of it and found out we can change the scope. So that's why I was a little bit delayed on that, but we got that. But the inside, that plaza it's a different kind of problem. I noticed Alderman Turner had his hand up or
Yeah,
looked at.
Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you.
I just want to speak to the Alderman's question about the coal vaults and the elevators down there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those were all inventoried and addressed, and when we when we put the sidewalks in, that was like 20 years ago, right?
Yes.
20 years ago. Exactly 20 years ago. Yeah, 2005. Anyway, it was all done, man. They did an inventory. They went down there. They went into every building, and they found some really interesting stuff down there, too. But they shored up everything, and that's how those sidewalks were installed. Thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. Thank you, Alderman, for your questions and comments. Item 5A, Annual Treasury Report. Anything that you'd like to add to that, Doc? Schwab?
But you want me to give you the report, right? The annual treasury report?
No, we're just following it. Is there anything you had to
No,
add? Okay.
I need to explain it, okay? This is done annually, every year, okay? It should be done in the month of November. It should be complete by the first of the month. This was completed and published in the newspaper on November 4th. It was filed the same day. The city clerk, Janet Kelly's office, okay? Then it has to go over to the county clerk. Then a copy of that goes to the county treasurer's office as required. And it's also on our website. If anybody has a question, please call my office or call me personally. That's it.
Thank you. Motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Guzman, to accept the annual treasury report. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion passed, sir.
Motion's passed and carried. Motion, item 6A, motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Victor Felix, to authorize the Finance Department to execute a professional service agreement with MGT Impact Solution for the purpose of continuing professional services for an amount not to exceed $82,000 for a time period not to extend beyond May 29th, 2026. There's been some amendments. There's some amendments to the motion. One, are you prepared? And as he's coming up, there's a motion and a second on the floor. I do want to say this. I know there were some questions as it relates to an outside staffing agency for these services. I'd like to make some corrections. I shouldn't say corrections, but some updates. So MGT, if I'm not mistaken, it's the current name, MGT. MGT is really known as HR Gov, correct? Is it Gov HR?
Gov HR previously.
So Gov HR was a Chicagoland company that we have. The city of Waukegan has been utilizing their services. I know all of my time as an alderman and certainly now, and typically HR Gov is the staffing agency that vast majority, if not all, municipalities use throughout the country when they want different type of skilled services, accounting, engineers, corporate counsels, and things of that nature. So I know it was said that we could have used a local agency. This is the agency that, matter of fact, we're using it right now for our engineering search. So I don't know how it came out that they will use a Florida company. This is one of many staffing agencies that we use specifically for local municipalities. The other thing is, I think it was said tonight, that the dollar amount will super exceed 300 and some thousand. After reviewing the existing contract that we had, it was for 200,000 for, I think, a total of 20 hours, and then identified all of the services for the young man who was being utilized to help out with our budgets. If we take the same analogy, the same arithmetic, and say 20 hours, and that dollar amount, if I'm not mistaken, the contract was $200,000 at 20 hours per week. And if you did 40 hours per week, it'd have been 400,000. If you did 80 hours, it'd have been 800,000. Those are numbers. I want to be very clear. There were some here tonight that said amount not to exceed. That's the amount that this body has agreed upon. So that amount of 82,000 or 20,000 or 13,000, that's the amount that we are held to from a staff standpoint based upon the legislative agreement. And I think putting all that in perspective, that's where I think we should be. But I truly want to clear up. We don't just use any agency to find staff members to operate and lead our community. While I respect the alderman's comments on that, and certainly all of us, when I say all of us, all of the aldermen typically will then come to myself with the department head to get clarification. But I respect what they say, what they do. We try to learn from it, and then we move forward. But I wanted to make sure that that was clear tonight, that we, meaning this city, has been using MGT, GovHR, my entire career in public service for the city of Waukegan. Thank you. I think there's some amendments you want to address. Go ahead.
Yes, good evening, Alderman. So since the last time we spoke, the rate has been dropped from $145 per hour to $130 per hour. Also, the pay for commute has been removed as well.
Okay.
The new total amount would then be $67,600 for the same time period.
Okay. Not to exceed 67,000.
That is correct.
Okay. I will then, on the motion for, where am I at? Right there, finance. So it'll be motion to authorize Finance Department to execute a professional service agreement with MGT Impact Solution for the purpose of continuing professional services for an amount not to exceed $67,000. So $67,600 and $600. $67,600 in a time period not to extend beyond May 29, 2026. Are there any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Can I just ask real quick, this is the motion to amend to 67? Is that what we're voting on?
Yes, to amend this. Yeah, we have to amend first, then move back to the rate. I'm sorry about that, Alderman. You're absolutely right. Motion to amend.
Who's first and second?
So Alderman Newsom.
So move.
And Alderman Martinez, first and second. And this is to amend the dollar amount to $67,600. And certainly those are the items.
And no pay for commute.
And no pay for commute. I mean, whatever.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
No.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion pass.
Motion's passed and carried. The motion on the floor as stands Motion to authorize the Finance Department to execute a professional service agreement with MGT Impact Solutions for the purpose of continuing professional services for an amount not to exceed $67,600 and for a time period not to extend beyond May 29, 2026, and to remove the no pay for commute. Any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Nay.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
No.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
No.
Hayes.
No.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
No.
Martinez.
Aye.
Alderman Felix, what's your vote?
Nay.
No, so motion fails.
The motion failed. Item 6A. Item 7. Motion to recommend to the City Council determine to the purpose of aggregate tax levy for tax year 2025 in amount of $34,581,683 and a total levy of $37,270,341. There's a motion by Alderman Newsom, second by Alderman Bolton. Any questions to the motion?
I'm sorry, someone else?
Alderman Guzman, then Alderman Turner, then Alderman Florian.
If the levy was at 0%, why is it almost $3 million difference? It's a zero levy, so it should be the same, shouldn't it? Why is it at $3 million?
Well,
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Well, the levy we voted on for zero. So why is the
we haven't voted on it.
Well, yeah, we voted on a couple months ago. Did we on this? Or is it the last levy?
That was the last levy.
So this is to raise the tax?
No. Well, to let Alderman,
Then I'll put this on hold until I understand this
no,
more.
hold on a second.
Oh, okay.
Juan?
Yeah, so the tax levy increase is 0%.
Okay.
This will be the
Yes.
6th year that we'll maintain it at 0%.
Yes. So why is it from 34 million to 37 million?
What's the aggregate versus the total?
That's correct. So it's separated in two parts. It's the aggregate, and then the bonds that are being put on there gets you to the $37 million.
I still don't understand.
I can spend more time with you offline if that would help.
Yeah?
So, Alderman, clearly, it's the same dollar amount. The dollar amount is not changing. It's actually what we have, we are aggregating. So basically our bonds, because we abated them, means that we didn't put it on the tax roll, we paid it out of our general fund,
Home rule sales tax.
home rule
correct.
sales tax, but our total aggregate is the same as last year and this year.
So we're not raising taxes, right?
No, sir.
Correct.
Okay, I got Alderman Turner, then Alderman Florian.
I'll pass to Alderman Florian.
Alderman Florian.
Thank you. So I just want to emphasize sort of what Alderman Guzman was saying. Although we are not raising the amount the city charges for taxes, your tax bill may look different next year than it does this year. But that's because you also get taxed by the park district, the school district, the county, I can go on, the mosquito something, there's a whole list. So you have to look line by line when you get your tax bill to see where the amount changed. The other thing that affects your tax bill is the amount your house is valued at, which can change from year to year. It can go up or down. We prefer it to go up, actually, but then that makes your taxes go up as well. So what we're talking about right now is just the line item that pertains to the city's amount of your tax bill. So I just want to clarify that. Thanks.
Yeah, and clarify that, Alderman, I think you're absolutely right. If I'm not mistaken, the school district did a tax levy increase of 5%. I'm going to get to Alderman Hayes next. And if we look at, we have 3 school districts within our city boundaries. I think Warren Township was three something. And I think Libertyville Township also. So when you see your tax bill, go item which says City of Waukegan pension, and library. Typically, you're going to see a negative sign by there. I think the Wanda, our finance director, is going to be giving us a slideshow to show exactly what those things look like, so there is no confusion as to when you get your tax bill and how do you like or dislike. But I know a lot of times the city of Waukegan has gotten blamed for every tax increase that you see on your bill. Sometimes it's unfair, and it's difficult to explain unless you see it. I think we're going to do a much better job in highlighting what portion is Waukegan and what portion is other taxing bodies. But thank you for bringing it up, Alderman Florian. I think there was a question or comment by Alderman Hayes. Alderman Hayes.
Thank you, Mayor. I was just going to say that the aggregate tax levy actually went down by $7,000 and change. So as it turns out, if you want to tell people that it went down a little bit, you're within your right to do so, even though $7,000 out of $34 million isn't very much. But page 2 of the handout that was submitted to all the aldermen in advance of the meeting says that $2.7 million, which is the difference between the aggregate and the total, is dedicated to meet the annual net bond principal and interest costs, not otherwise financed through alternative means. So that's where we get that line item, and that's the difference.
Thank you, Alderman Hayes.
Sure.
That's by 2.7. I was like.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. See what happens when we work together, everybody. Thank you. All right. Any other questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Newsom.
Aye.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
Aye.
Hayes.
Aye.
Bolton.
Aye.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez. Motion pass.
Item B has been asked to be removed. 7B has been removed per the treasurer's request. Item 7C, ordinance increasing the number of Class E restaurant liquor licenses by 1 to Taqueria El Primo, 1020 Washington Street. There's a motion by Alderman Felix and second by Alderman Turner.
Mayor, I'm sorry. Just on line item B, isn't today the last time we have a chance to vote on this, or this was a different item?
I think that was A.
I'm sorry?
I think A was the one that was more time.
A was the more pressing. Item B, we have an opportunity. I think it sounds like more discussion needs to come back with that, so everybody is clear on what we might or might not do.
Okay.
All right?
Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Well, the time limit, just so we're clear, because we needed to pay those $10,500,000 immediately per a court order, and we were looking to package not only that court order, but several others related to some wrongful convictions. We're anticipating those negotiations to come pretty quickly, but obviously have not stalled, but they're ongoing. So we were going to give the option to potentially go in bond, but we have 18 months for us to. Oh, we're not going to. So we chose not to do it that way. We'll see because we have some other things coming down the line. I'm sorry, I apologize. we chose not to bond just a $10 million bond at this time. So that's why we're taking it off. We have a question by Alderman Newsom.
But not doing a resolution right now will not give us the ability to pay ourselves back of that money that we paid for those wrongful convictions. Is that correct?
Yes, so with that being said, and we're getting into kind of municipal financing, so Waukegan paid $10,500,000 out of its general fund from our reserves. Typically what happens, because of this is a long-term debt that we have, we would like to get that cash back in the event we may need it for a sinkhole. We may need it to do other things in emergency. After going through different scenarios within our strategy session, we chose to just pay the $10,500,000 out of our reserves for right now, and not pay ourselves back at this time. We have about 4 other major obligations that are going to be coming up that we can consider to either get that $10,500,000 or, I think right now, forego that. But we've looked at all of these different scenarios and just believe this would probably be the best one for us at this time. It was different scenarios. The bottom line is we have to pay out. We can pay and get interest from it or pay interest toward it. It just depends on, we think this is going to be a better strategy for us long term. All right. We had Alderman Florian.
Just kind of out of curiosity, this has never happened before. Is the treasurer allowed to pull things off the agenda since he's not a voting member?
He made a request to me and I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he had asked me to put it off, take it off.
Otherwise, I'd ask you personally. I'd be glad that you ask for that.
Show the love, everybody, show the love. All right, so that item has been pulled, everybody. We're on to item, do we do item C? All right, there's a motion and a second on, the motion is by?
Alderman Felix and Alderman Turner.
Ordinance increasing the number of Class E restaurant liquor licenses by 1 to Turquia El Primo, 1020 Washington Street, Waukegan, Illinois. Any questions to the motion? Roll call, please.
Oh, there's one.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just
sorry.
a comment. I think as it relates to liquor licenses, we have to look at the location for some of these, and I would just suggest that a liquor license for a restaurant directly across the street from the high school is maybe not the best idea. I could be wrong. I think there's been an establishment there for a while, and that it did have a liquor license, so this is not new, to be fair. But I still just don't think that selling alcohol close to the high school is the best look. So I would just throw that out there before we vote.
And I'm glad you put, to be clear, one was already there, and we're just, but I agree with you. I don't disagree with that at all. Roll call, please.
Alderman Felix.
Aye.
Alderman Newsom.
Nay.
Turner.
Aye.
Donnerworth.
Aye.
Florian.
No.
Hayes.
No.
Bolton.
No.
Guzman.
Aye.
Martinez.
Aye.
Motion pass.
Motion pass and carry. Item 8, there being none. Item 9, Alderman's time. Madam Clerk.
Alderman Felix.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Speaking of Taqueria El Primo, we're actually doing some work there that I've put on for, it's been a few months since I requested it. Of course, we're pretty busy, so things are happening little by little. So me, being in the 4th Ward, whenever I would go to eat at Taco Parado, right next to the Taqueria El Primo. It sucks to get out of there because you have to like come all the way out, and it's just really hard to leave that parking space. So I've requested for them to remove that bump and just so people can just come straight out. And I think that's going to be a big, huge difference in terms of the safety because people now can just come straight out of that parking lot. Just little adjustments we are doing in the Fourth Ward to make it a little bit better. I think that'd be a huge change, and I think it would help out the business over there. So thank you, Public Works, for getting that done. It's still in the works. If you pass by there, you'll see it's still in the works, but it's getting worked on. And another update is right in front of the Post Market coffee shop, where I just got an update today from Alonzo, our superintendent for Public Works, that I also put this request a few months ago to put more parking spaces there, right in front and around the corner. And I believe there was construction being done right in front. So we were waiting for that to be done. I think the dumpsters are gone now, so we're going to go ahead and go out there and start painting. Extra parking there, because as you can see, right in front of the D60 building, there's just all yellow where you can't park. And I mean, there's a fire hydrant there, but I believe we can squeeze one or two more parking spaces, which I think would be good for the business. So I got the update that they're working towards that now. So that's one update. Another update for the Fourth Ward. As you can see, Washington is about done. So, thank you everyone for your patience with that work being done. But as you can see, there's a lot of things going down in the Fourth Ward on Washington. Toluca Restaurant is getting their facade done because of one of our programs. So that's good news for the Fourth Ward. And see, there's a few other things going on, but those are one of the majors, just to give you an update. Also, yes, there's that building that got crashed in December, almost done as well. Our building commissioner, Lindsay, I call him all the time, and sometimes I'm sure he sees my phone call, and he's like, oh, geez. But he's one of the departments that I can say that if you go down the list, they've been just getting things done. And that goes to like the people that own houses and properties that have been waiting to get work done. The commissioner and the assistant building commissioner have been out there just killing it. They've been working. And some of your businesses, if you see them doing work, the building commissioner has been helping them out. So I just wanted to give you a shout out, Mr. Commissioner Lindsay. Also, we did have a peace walk recently, yesterday. Our police officers walked with us. One of the things that, and it was for immigrant, but it was a peace walk. It was a prayer walk, I'm sorry, done by Carlos Martinez and the Vertical Encounter Church. So something that, what I say, we need to keep doing things like this that will show our community that, we can do nice things and do things the right way and keep the momentum going in a positive way. I'm not saying that anyone's doing things the wrong way, but this is one thing that I definitely would support. And he reached out to me. People reach out to me, and we sit down and we talk. We have a phone call. We find out what we can do together. And I think there's tons of examples. I can point them out anywhere. But reach out to me and see what we can do. And I'll be gladly working with anyone. I would say, be careful who, there's people that come here sometimes just to make a statement. I won't say any names, but if you see a track record, what has been solved from those complaints? Because sometimes people don't reach out to anyone. They just make a show and then leave. But there's people that come here, make a statement, they follow up, and they get things done. But just keep an eye on who does it, and you can clearly see that it's just kind of a political show. Now, if your shoe fits, I'm sorry, but if it doesn't fit, then let's work together. And the food pantry that we didn't vote on their banquet. That's in the Fifth Ward, Fifth Ward Alderman was okay with it. This food pantry has been working on months, I think over a year, to get their banquet license. The neighborhood was actually okay with it. They've been working with them. Their neighbors have been working with them, and they're actually okay with it. And they just voted no for it. These guys are trying to keep their doors open, and they give back to the community. You go on Sundays on Glen Flora, they're giving out food. And I don't think that, I don't see any rational reason why we would vote no. We even put stipulations on there where they would come back every 3 months, I believe, to check to see if, how they've been doing. So we put good stipulations, reasonable, and we still voted no. I don't understand, but I want to make sure, at least for the person, he's not here, but I wanted to make sure I point that out. He's clearly one of the people that is doing something really good in our community, and just go shut down, just like that. That's it for me. Thank you.
Alderman Newsom.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Leaf pickup schedule for the Fifth Ward will be Wednesday, November 26th, and I guess these are tentative because we did have a snowfall about 10 days ago. So these are tentative dates, could be after Thanksgiving, possibly, because this fits right in the middle, Wednesday and Friday. So it could possibly be a few days after that. So leave your leaves out there on the curb and not in the street. There's a lot of them in the street, and they blow them in the street, but what can you do? Just tell them not to, and they do it anyway. But anyway, leave them on the curb. They will get picked up. Wanted to thank Superintendent Jenkins, Mr. Alonzo, and Mr. Chris for their work with Public Works, always addressing the needs that I have and going beyond for the residents in the Fifth Ward, and I appreciate that. Also, Deputy Chief, there was a vehicle that had been parked on one of the streets, and I asked them to do the alternate parking in the area. It was a car that had been sitting there for quite some time, several weeks. They came through, monitored the alternate parking, and the vehicle has since been towed away. So I appreciate that, their due diligence, and still request that during this snow season, and that was during the snow time, that vehicle stayed in the same place. So just a reminder to the residents that alternate parking is in effect all year long, and is in effect from 12:01 midnight to 11:59 right before noon the next day. You need to be on the even side date. You need to be on the even side address side of the street, and for the odd address dates, you need to be on the odd side. So please honor that, because snow cannot get plowed, and now we have leaves that need to be picked up. And if your leaves are not picked up because there's a vehicle parked in front of your home, LRS cannot get your leaves, and they'll be there, staying there. So please acknowledge and apply to the alternate parking. And I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Alderman Turner.
Right, thank you. All right, so in the 6th Ward, as the Alderman Newsom mentioned, we share, the 5th and 6th Ward share LRS leaf pickup, so our dates are the 26th and the 28th. Of course, that's weather dependent. And I got a lot of calls last week. You know, we had the snow on Monday, and a lot of people were asking, well, they didn't pick up the leaves. And that's because they're full of snow and ice, so they don't pick them up, and you have to wait till it melts, and that pushes the dates out. So whenever you look at this schedule, which I've posted numerous times, keep in mind that's weather dependent. It's ideal, right? And again, please don't put your leaves in the street. Push them to the curb and not in the street. Okay, all right. So I never, and this is the first time that I've been sitting in this chair that I spoke to anything related to federal or state law or politics. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to kick in, I'm going to pull $2,000 out of my pocket, so to speak. The 6th Ward, not citywide. I'm going to make $2,000 available to the immediate family members in the 6th Ward who are citizens or legal residents. If they have an individual in their family that was deported, to make $2,000 available to assist with rent, groceries, utilities, that kind of thing, whatever you need. Figure out the logistics and how we're gonna, how I'm gonna manage that and qualify you to speak. But I'm gonna do something meaningful. That's what I got for you. All right. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you.
Alderman Donnerworth.
Thank you very much. Yeah, again, I'd like to thank, city yards and city employees, like every month and every day. I talk to them and they take care of things I need to get taken care of. And I've had a lot of calls on the leaves. I've explained to them, the process to do it. Just keep raking them out the road. Don't rake them into the street, rake them to the road. And then just do not park cars in front of where your leaves are piled. And just let the city come out and get it. We have no idea when they are going to come around, but they will be coming around. So please leave access to any leaves that are out by the street. Leave no cars. Don't park any cars out there. Don't park anything there so they can come by and get them. And they are randomly going around because I've seen them in different wards at different times. So we had the big snowstorm, and we dealt with that a little bit. Had a little bit of a alternate parking problem during the snowstorm, but it was taken care of rather quickly. And just remember, you got to park on the right side of the street so that they can come and plow in the morning and they can come back and plow the rest of the street that day. So let's keep our streets clean. And then happy Thanksgiving.
Alderman Florian.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I continue to be concerned about the situation with our hospital, Vista East. I've been informed that there's going to be a town hall held on Wednesday, December 3rd, from 7 to 8:30 at the CLC Eleanor Murky Center. It's going to be moderated by Chair of the County Board, Sandy Hart. There's going to be discussions about the history of how we got here. We used to have 2 hospitals, now we have 1. The whole history of healthcare in Waukegan in general. The recent changes, in other words, they closed their OB department. Some other things have happened over there recently with a couple people that perished as a result of some things happening there. And then looking ahead, like what does the future look like for us and for having a hospital in Waukegan? Everyone is welcome, all residents are welcome, your voice matters, you should be there to let us know what you've experienced. We're gonna have, they're gonna have questions. You can write a question out on an index card or something and ask a question ahead of time. It'll be, again, from 7 to 8:30 on Wednesday, December 3rd at the CLC Eleanor Murky Center. I want to comment on some of the stuff that was said earlier about the immigration issues happening. It sounds like things have slowed down, but I encourage people to stay vigilant. I don't trust that this is over. I'm concerned, they're going to wait till people let their guard down and then make another attempt to terrorize our community. So just stay vigilant and please know your rights, follow the, the recommendations to get the information to the people that need to know. And lastly, I just want to mention, I know Alderman Newsom talked about the last leaf pickup in her ward. For the 7th and 8th ward, it's the 24th and 25th. Again, that's flexible depending on how far behind they are. I guess they drove through my area when there was snow on the ground and they couldn't even pick any leaves up that day. So I'm hoping that means they'll be back again. But anyway, so far the schedule is for the 24th and 25th. So we have at least one more pickup coming. Thank you.
Alderman Hayes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I would renew my request for a list of the grants that we've applied for as a city since we lost our grant writer. I'm just curious to know where we're at in terms of the grant application process. I know that's been really successful in the past, and I want to make sure that though federal dollars may be limited or more limited than they were under the last administration, we're still doing everything we can to secure all the funds possible for the city. So I would just ask the powers that be that maybe a list be compiled so that we can figure that out. Lastly, I would just say that to a prior comment during Alderman time that there was no rational reason to vote no to the banquet hall. I voted no. I gave my reason why. I can be accused of a lot of things, but being irrational up here I don't think is one of them. I do my best to try to operate with the facts and try to make the best decision for the city as a whole. I do give quite a bit of weight to an alderman's request and talked to Alderwoman Newsom about this, and we've talked about it at other city council meetings. But in the end, there is no aldermanic prerogative, and that'd be a real shame for the citizens of the city if there was such a thing. So we can do our best to advocate for our wards, and I think all the aldermen do that. But in the end, a banquet hall that can house 80 to 100 people with one, maybe two bathrooms and just a handful of parking spots in front of it just didn't seem like the best use of the property for the city as a whole. If there was such a thing as aldermanic prerogative, there would not be a Chick-fil-A being built in one of the most highest concentrated areas of Waukegan employees in the city. I desperately advocated that we keep that zoned as it was and not have a fast food restaurant placed across the street from all the other fast food restaurants. I was overruled on that. Some people may recall that years ago, I went door to door 2 weekends in a row to challenge the installation of an Amazon trucking parking lot in the middle of a neighborhood on streets that couldn't even handle those trucks. The trucks couldn't even turn on those streets. It made no sense. I was overruled. So it is one of these things where you try to do the best thing for your ward, you try to do the best thing for the city, but in the end, we all get a vote, and that's just kind of the way that it shakes out. But it's not irrational. So I do take offense to that. That's it. Thank you.
Alderman Bolton.
Yes, I want to inform you that for this Thursday here in the chambers, there will be a not-for-profit and faith-based combined collaborating to meet at 9 a.m. To collaborate in figuring out how to best serve our community. And we do serve breakfast, and I believe it's from, Mayor, am I correct, 9 to 11. So once again, our not-for-profit and our faith-based community will be meeting here at 9 this Thursday. Also, there will be a toy drive at 631 McAllister in my ward. They're giving away over 400 toys. They're soliciting help, and I would like you to call them at 847-302-5369. And once again, the address location will be 631 McAllister. There's no more opportunities to sign up your children for their toys, but they are soliciting that you come out and help. Then on Thanksgiving, I will be working with, it's called the Ringgold Foundation. We will be on the street giving away free Thanksgiving dinners anonymously. So when you see me hanging out there on Thanksgiving, that's me working with the community to give away food. And then, once again, the leaf pickup projected dates will be November 19th and 20th in the first ward. Once again, projected dates, contingent on the weather, is November 19th and 20th. And then on this coming Wednesday, UMA, which is Harvest Market at 502 10th Street, will be conducting a town hall meeting. Once again, the purpose and objective is to bring partnership, alignment, and collaboration. So we are going to stop reinventing the wheel and learn to come together and work in the community. And that time will be this Wednesday coming at 4:15 till 5:15. And that's all I have. Happy Thanksgiving. Make sure that you have an attitude of gratitude. Thank you.
Alderman Guzman.
Thank you very much, City Clerk. I want to start off with Willow Road. What's going on with that? I haven't received an update in like 6 weeks. So can anybody from engineering come up here and find what's going on?
Alderman, I'll get that for you, Alderman.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
I mean, this has been,
Alderman,
it's been
I
a
keep
very long
telling
time.
you,
Very long.
this
No,
is
no, no.
for-
Last time, it was, engineering said that it was on them. And then they haven't gotten back to me. That they're just waiting on.
Yes, I'm waiting on UPP right now for 3 months. We're trying to get one with the Greenwood Bridge. That's been 5 months. I'm telling you, we're ready. We have to get that approval from those engineers at, I think it's District 3. Is it District 3?
It's District 1, but IDOT's not involved yet. They brought it back to the city. Engineers came up here like 6 or 8 weeks ago and said it is on our end.
No, it wasn't on our end. I checked that specifically. We were waiting for approval from Illinois Department of Transportation.
Okay, I'm going to follow up on it because I remember the engineers said it is on our end because this is, this is forever. I need this road open.
We need it open too, Alderman.
Okay, great.
I'll get it. I tell you, we're going to get it.
All right. Secondly, Washington Street. I actually drove by there. I mean, oh, wow. I mean, what an improvement. People are happy. They've been throwing thumbs up to me. I mean, this has been going on since the last administration. I mean, I remember when the fight started on this, and this administration pulled it off. Thank you very much, and it's looking good. I love it. A couple weeks ago, attended a gala for Mano a Mano. Some people were criticizing that, why were we so far away? This is actually a gala to raise money for the actual victims of any incidents of immigration. So this comes up with the worst case scenario. Because after something like this happens to you, what do you do next? Okay? What help comes after that if you don't have anything? This is what that gala meant for afterwards. Not before, not during, but after the tragedy happens. What do you do after that? Where do you go from there? What if you don't have $5,000 or whatever amount of money to pay for your attorney? What if he's the breadwinner? Where do you go for food? Where do you go for anything to pay your electric? And that's what this fundraiser was. And I'm very, very proud to have joined that and the city in that purpose. Okay? That's where it should be appreciated. Because we were also there not only at the beginning on some education on what should be done, we are there on the after part if worst case scenario happens. Okay? Next, I was very happy with the recognition of Second Ward Alderman Donald Wheatley. Again, like I said earlier, I represent the Second Ward, and I'm very proud. As I was told, he was a Titan. They said I met him, but I don't quite remember him. I was there during the John Balin era. But he is a second ward alderman and very important to the city of what achievements he did for the city. So again, I will be pushing to get an honorary street sign under his name, and we will decide what street that would go in. Okay? Next thing, callers. When you call me up and you leave a message and say, please call me back, please realize that sometimes when you call up, your number comes unknown for some reason or another. Even if it comes known, please leave your name and telephone number so I can return your phone call at that point, because I had 2 people do this to me and says, please return my phone call. You got my number. I'm sorry, I don't have your number. You know, and I don't know if they're mad at me now but I've been waiting for like a week or 2 for them to call back, and they haven't called back. You know, but please, if you're out there watching this, call me back and leave a number, okay? And I will get back to you. Sometimes it's not right away. I do have a full-time job, and I do handle emergency services, so sometimes it takes a little bit. 847-390-2690. And if you leave a complaint, remember, I'm not 911, okay? I'm not 911. It cannot happen right away. It might take a day or 2, depending on what services you are asking to be corrected or where it needs to be handled at, okay? It's not an immediate process. Right, so I'm sorry. 911 is the police. If you have an emergency, call 911. They'll come help you out right away. Okay? Okay, next. Leaf pickup. Again, I have the same leaf pickup as the first ward. So approximate date this Wednesday and Thursday, so it'd be the 19th and 20th. And we'll have another pickup after that, which will be December 3rd and 4th. All right. So right now, I believe this administration has done and started at a great push. Not only Washington Street, we're in the process of getting a new police station and moving this forward. I know there's been a little bit of stall, but I need to find out what's going on with that and how we can move this forward. I know it's been a wait, but we need to move that forward and move on from this. Not only that, a new fireboat. I've been pushing that for a while. Okay, we need to get that done and get the best equipment out here for the services for everybody, not only the fire department, public works, police. We need to be there in every aspect, have the best technology and the best people out there to be there for your service, right? And we need to get this done ASAP. My fireboat, my fireboat, my fireboat, I want this pushed forward, please. Again, the start of the holidays has started. Thanksgiving is this coming next weekend. Please be safe. Happy holidays. Enjoy it with your family. Remember, Thanksgiving is what to be thankful. I understand that we've been through a lot this year, but we all are still here. We're moving this great city forward and keep moving the city of progress forward again. Thank you very much.
Alderman Martinez.
Thank you, City Clerk, and also Council. I'll be very brief here. First, I want to start with I'll actually inform the residents on Berwick Boulevard, North Glenwood Avenue, Nemery, Flossmoor. North Shore Gas is doing some survey work and this is a future gas project that they're working on. They will be replacing older wires that were very dated. I have been in communication with Director Chris Garland, and also will be requesting a representative from North Shore Gas to kind of give us a detail of what to expect and what the actual work is being conducted. And I also tried to get a timeline with that request. So also, I just want to remind everybody that today was leaf pickup day for the 3rd Ward. It was great seeing LRS. At one time, I was behind them. I kind of videotaped. I went out to introduce myself. But they're doing a great work. And they remember, they do have a camera installed, and they have this arm that picks it up, and it kind of maneuvers around. But it's neat to watch. So I commend LRS and also Steffi, who is a supervisor with LRS, who's always attentive. When I need something, she's always there for me. The next pickup will be on Monday and Tuesday, and it'll be on December 1st and the 2nd. So please be looking out for that. Hopefully, I'm also seeing if they can extend that because of the weather we had. That kind of deters some of the pickups, so hopefully we can work something out. That's a question that I've been getting from a lot of my constituents, so please know that I am working on that. I also want to address, please, vehicles, slow down. Please slow down. You know, there has been so many accidents going on with pedestrians. They're being struck by cars. It is darker outside. Please exercise, caution and be mindful of the pedestrians. We just had another incident on Grand Avenue, and I'm sure you guys heard about in Zion, but you guys be the bigger power here. That's a 1,000-pound weapon you have there. Please, slow down. No one should be in a hurry. It's dark out. A lot of these people, because of the cold, they have jackets on, they have hoodies on. They can't see. So you be the bigger person and slow down. I mean, one death is hard enough, but it's been too consistent, and I don't know what the circumstances behind it, but I know what I can do as a responsible motorist is to slow down. All right, so I appreciate it, and again, I hope that you would heed my warning or my advice, and please, just slow down. This is just ridiculous. So if you need to get a hold of me, I can reach at 847-390-2689. I ask my constituents, everyone here, please have a great Thanksgiving. But before I go, I do want to address very, very briefly the unfortunate incident that occurred to me last Friday. I was an innocent bystander when it happened. But I want to, first of all, thank this community with the love and affection and the phone calls and the messages. That is the strength that I am building on, the love and support. It was overwhelming. But do know that this is not over. If anything, this is a time for us to unite, put our differences aside. Let's work together and figure something out here. But do know that from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everyone. Like I said, it was a very unfortunate incident. I was just an innocent bystander. I wish this on nobody. No one deserved to endure the pain and the suffering that I am still suffering. No one deserves that. It's almost like going back to the civil rights movement when people were getting hosed down. When I would ask my mom, why are these people being hosed down? She goes, because the people who are hosing them down are bad people. They have no reason to do that. So I just want to say that, again, as unfortunate it was, I am, with the strength and the love and the support of so many people in the community, that's what I'm drawing my strength on, and I thank you for that. Again, please be mindful. Let's all be good neighbors and enjoy your holiday season. Thank you and good night.
Motion by Alderman Flores, second by Alderman Bolton to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Alderman, on behalf of me, myself, and my family, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, to all of you who are here tonight. Take care. God bless.